Alright, this is the conclusion of World War One. Alright, we're going to take a look at how it ended and what was done during the peace talks and what it might implicate for the future of the United States and of Europe. Alright, so there happens to be a German Revolution starting in late November 1918. Okay, people are sick of the war, they're sick of the Kaiser. Okay, and so this is going to throw in some issues when it comes to Germany. Things are going to be a little unstable. President Wilson actually offers peace if the Kaiser gives up his throne and allows Germany to be a democracy. The German Supreme Command, the face and defeat, they're going downhill. They know that the war is over, so they go in the one last battle with the British Royal Navy, and it's bust or nothing. And well, it ended up being nothing because they get defeated. Okay, but the war will go on for a little bit longer. But then on November 11th at 11 a.m., okay, the armistice with Germany is signed. It calls an end to the hostilities, an end to the fighting, a ceasefire, a truce. Okay, actually November 11th is Veterans Day because the World War I's treaty was signed on the 11th of the 11th of the 11th, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Take a look at those in class. So you have President Woodrow Wilson at the peace conference. He wants his 14 points. He wants everything fair for everyone. Clemenceau of France, he wants to punish Germany real harshly. Okay. Italy joined the Allies late. They wanted land promised during World War I. And then Lloyd George of England, he wants to maintain trade relations with Germany, but he also wants their colonies. He doesn't actually want them punished too harshly. Okay? Wilson, he calls for 14 points, alright, for world peace. Points 1 through 5. Proposed measures to be taken to prevent another war as this kind. The world had never seen war like this before. This was the Great War, the war to end all wars. Okay, so they didn't want it to happen again. 6 through 13 addressed how ethnic groups were to be or could form their own nations or join others. Okay, this will have a significant impact on how Europe looks today versus what it used to look like then, or even immediately following the war. Number 14 calls for an international organization or League of Nations. This is his biggest point. It's the League is this. It's a group of nations or the entire world able to discuss and settle their issues or problems without war, and this will be huge. We'll discuss that in class. Except for the Allies, our friends during this, they actually reject Wilson's plan because Wilson is a little nice on Germany, according to them. And we got to understand that we joined the world war late. We didn't have as many lives lost. We didn't have as much materials lost. And so we don't understand how angry they are. The French want to prevent another German invasion. How do you do that? Well, you cripple their military and you make them pay a bunch of money, make them really poor. The British, as I said before, they want to make Germany pay. That really wasn't George's plan, but in order to get re-elected as Prime Minister in Great Britain, he had to make Germany pay. Italy joins last and wants the Austrian-held territory promised to them. Alright. The conference, this peace talk, actually excluded all the Central Powers. Pretty jerk move, if you ask me, because they're not there. They don't have a voice in what is about to happen to them. Russia is also excluded. Russia will leave the war in 1917 as they run into a civil war and a revolution themselves. Wilson gives up most of his points just in return for the League of Nations. He really liked that idea, so he was willing to give up the League of Nations, or give up his other points in an attempt to allow the world to have a League of Nations. We'll take a look at this in class. Alright, provisions of the treaty. The treaty created 9 new countries. Okay, placed various conditions on Germany, such as their military was reduced to 100,000 men or smaller. All right, Alsace-Lorraine was returned to France, and then Germany had to pay war reparations or war damages, okay, for destroying parts of France and destroying parts of Great Britain. All right, the treaty's weakness. All right, the war guilt cause. Germany must accept sole responsibility for the war. Remember, Serbia and Austria-Hungary started the war. Germany didn't start it, but they had to accept full responsibility and had to accept whatever was coming to them. All right. Germany had to pay a $33 billion in war reparations. Reparations are payments back to the countries. $33 billion back in 1919. That's a lot of money. Even today, that was even more incredible money back then, okay? And what it's going to come down to is they're not going to be able to pay for that or pay that off. Right, so this is Germany or Europe before the war. You have Germany huge, Austria-Hungary huge, France, Russia, right, and then you have a few small countries. Right, and this is it after the war. You have Czechoslovakia, Austria, and Hungary are split up. Romania is bigger. We have the creation of Poland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, Switzerland. Okay, you have smaller countries created. All right. In the United States, there's a strong opposition to the treaty. Okay, we don't like it. Some people feel that it's too harsh and fear economic effects, such as Germany being extremely poor, which will happen because they print off so much money, hyperinflation. The more money that's out there, the more things cost. Okay? Did we trade another set of issues for another? We can talk about that in class and what that might mean for the future of Europe. The Senate will actually not ratify the treaty. Wilson tries twice. In the United States, in order to sign a treaty with a country, the Senate has to approve the president's treaty, and the Senate would not sign it. So the U.S. and Germany are actually forced to sign a separate treaty. And the United States is the only country never to join the League of Nations, which is crazy because our president is the one who thought of it. All right. These are your people. This is Clemenceau, Woodrow Wilson, and George Lloyd. Lloyd didn't want to be too harsh, but he wanted Germany punished. All right, so Germany lost its navy and colonies were all given to Germany, okay, because they're a threat to Germany or to Britain's own navy and empire. He also, however, wanted Germany to become a trading partner with, Germany. Clemenceau of France, where most of the fighting took place, he wanted Germany crippled so it couldn't attack France again, alright? He wanted it broke down in the smaller states so it would be really weak. That doesn't happen. France suffered the most during the war, so, I mean, you gotta understand, he puts the most pressure, or he's under the most pressure from the French people to make Germany pay those $33 billion in war reparations, a really small army. Okay, he wants things to prevent this from ever happening again. Alright, Wilson, he just wants a better and more peaceful world. He asks for the League of Nations to support each other, help promote world peace. He brings up the idea of the right to self-determination, the right to decide which country you wish to be governed by. I mean, you took a look at the map. Yugoslavia comes out of Austria-Hungary. Well, if I'm a Slav or Yugoslavian, I don't want to be ruled by an Austrian or a Hungarian. Okay, I want to be ruled by my own people, my own ethnic group. And the reason a lot of people rejected his points is simply as we joined the war late. Okay, 3 years after it had already been going on, we didn't suffer as much human lives and material loss and money as the others did, and so we just fail to see exactly how angry they are at Germany. Alright, and that is it.